tough talk on Brexit as Britain refuses deal without future trade agreements. Tough talk came from the UK today as Theresa May's divorce team refused to negotiate with no guarantees for the coming years. Brussels has done most of the threatening until now, but Britain is beginning to set out what it wants from the talks, which will begin on Monday. A spokesman for Britain's Brexit department said, "As we set out in the Article 50 letter, our view is that withdrawal agreement in terms of the future relationship must be agreed alongside each other. We believe that the withdrawal process cannot be concluded without the future relationship also being taken into account. Though withdrawal and future are intimately linked." The Brexit referendum divided the country initially, but a poll from YouGov today showed many Britons want the negotiations to go ahead. Mrs May is sending her Brexit Secretary David Davis to Brussels on Monday to launch the process with EU negotiator Michel Barnier. The Prime Minister herself will travel there 3 days later for a summit on June 22 and 23 with the other 27 EU national leaders. But diplomats have ruled out letting the PM negotiate in person with German Chancellor Angela Merkel, French President Emmanuel Macron and others. One diplomat said Mrs May has tried to hijack the summit by drawing other leaders into Brexit talks, though EU officials played down suggestions of any agenda row with London. The agreed schedule will let Mrs May make a presentation over dinner of how she sees her Brexit plans. Summit Chair and European Council President Donald Tusk and the other leaders will not respond before Mrs May leaves the room to let the 27 discuss their own Brexit strategies. A second EU diplomat said, "It's absolutely certain that no one will engage with her." A third diplomat underlined the EU strategy to keep talks technical for now. The diplomat said, "They will make clear she cannot negotiate. Everything must go through Barnier." EU officials acknowledge agreements to be reached before Britain leaves in March 2019 can only be concluded as a whole package simultaneously, but leaders have barred Mr Barnier from talking about trade before he gets outlying deals on the rights of expatriate citizens and how much Britain owes the EU. Mrs May has been under pressure since the general election to consider softer Brexit options rather than a clean break she proposed from the EU single market and customs union. Chancellor Philip Hammond said at an EU meeting on Friday that a Brexit deal should put jobs and prosperity first. EU officials played down the importance of Britain's lack of a clear final plan, saying that talks on other issues can go ahead without deciding yet on a new relationship.